World War I, a global conflict that began over 100 years ago, yet still shapes our world today. Millions dead, empires collapsed, and a new, brutal face of warfare emerged. But how did it come to this? And what made this war so unique? Europe before the war. A powder keg. Before 1914, Europe was a complex web of alliances, power struggles, and rising nationalism. Britain, France, Russia, Germany, Austria, Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire all mistrusted one another, built up their armies, and waited for the moment when the fragile balance would break. The spark, Sarajevo, 1914. On June 28, 1914, the unthinkable happened. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was assassinated in Sarajevo by a Serbian nationalist. A single gunshot, and the beginning of a chain reaction that would plunge the world into war. The road to war. The July crisis. In just a few weeks, the crisis escalated. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Russia mobilized. Germany declared war on Russia, and France invaded Belgium, and Britain responded. The trench war begins. Hopes for a quick victory vanished. The Western Front froze in place, stretching over 700 kilometers from the North Sea to Switzerland. Soldiers lived for weeks in mud, under constant shell fire, and in fear of poison gas. The war goes. Global, what began as a European conflict quickly became a world war. Colonies in Africa and Asia turned into battlegrounds. Japan, Australia, and Canada joined the fight. And in 1917, the United States entered the war. Technology changes. Warfare. World War I became a war of machines. Machine guns, tanks, airplanes, and submarines revolutionized the battlefield. Millions died not only from bullets, but from technology, hunger, cold, and disease. The turning point. 1917 to 1918. 1917 marked a turning point. A revolution broke out in Russia. The Bolsheviks seized power and made peace with Germany. But now, the United States fought alongside the Allies. By 1918, the German army was exhausted, and the Allies began to push forward. The end, Armistice, and aftermath. On November 11, 1918, the guns finally fell silent. Germany surrendered. But the cost was staggering. Over 17 million dead. 4 great empires, the German, Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and Russian, collapsed. The Treaty of Versailles, peace or punishment? In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles was signed, with harsh terms for Germany, territorial losses, disarmament, and massive reparations. Many historians believe the seeds of the next Great War were already planted. What remains of World War I? World War I changed the world, politically, socially, and technologically. It shaped the entire 20th century and taught us how fragile peace can be. History doesn't repeat itself, but it does warn us. Thanks for watching. If you find history as fascinating as we do and want to explore the major turning points of the world, subscribe to War and Reasons. Until the next chapter.